The following content may not be suitable for those under the age of 13. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, everyone.
Good evening, one and all, and welcome to a special UltraMegatronus Presents, and this is the BatKnight Banters. I am your host, Juan Sebastian, aka UltraMegatronus. You can find me here. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on X, Y, Z, chromosome to the fifth power. I don't know, whatever social media outlet you can get your hands on. If you see my face on it, that means you've been poisoned and tainted for the rest of your life. And I am honored to have my guests this week, and I'll let them do their intros. One gentleman that's not on yet, possibly because he's not feeling too good and may join us later, TF Fan Geek. Hopefully he'll feel better to join us. But with that being said, let me introduce you first to this gentleman over here, the man of the hour.
Oh, me. Okay. I am GhostMax8 on Twitch.tv and on here. And yes, I still have to, post my old streams on here on YouTube. I just haven't gotten to it. I stream family-friendly games. Currently playing Lego Indiana Jones 2. I don't know which Lego game I'll play after that. I'm thinking The Incredibles. But I am a puppeteer, cartoonist, and real estate agent. Mostly cartoonist and real estate agent at the moment. But thank you for having me on the show.
And thank you for coming on, man. And then this gentleman here, the cherry man himself of the hour.
It's Jimmy G, and the place to be with the good, the bad, the awesome. You can find me on YouTube at that, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok at the food, the bad, the awesome, just because I can't spell. And then they took the name, the good, the bad, the awesome. So got to bring a burrito in there or something in some form. But I am here. I am not a real estate agent. I am just fat. So.
No, you're pleasantly plump. Come on. We all have love here.
You could be a real estate agent.
A lot of me to love.
Yes, there is. And we're going to do some swapping around here because if any comments come up, you guys, I don't want you guys to get blocked. Me, I don't care. Let my face get ugly on this one. So tonight's topics on the BatKnight Banters, we're going to talk about, recently there was a post that I just saw, and that was in regards to where Gotham City was located, and I was shocked at some other information that came out. So, let's start off with you guys. What's up? What is up? What is up, Ken? Again, content. What is going on, brother? So I was watching, like I said, I was watching something on YouTube, and with the recent new episode coming on Max for the Penguin, and I was looking at the background scenery of the location where it's at, and I'm like, wow, this looks a lot like New Jersey. I recognize because I used to live in the city, and I used to go to Jersey for with family and all that stuff, and I noticed a lot of stuff, and that looks like Jersey City or Newark and all that. So I guess the Penguin is using the city of New Jersey, but there's been other cities that have been used at the time as Gotham City. You guys want to talk about that for a bit? Whoever wants to start first.
How about you, Jimmy? You good? You wanna?
Well, no, that's my thinking. Is when you think of the Batman versus Superman movie from the Snyderverse and stuff like that, and it just kind of makes sense. It's either like Jersey or Chicago. I know Nolanverse was in Chicago, but I always thought it was New Jersey. So that's my take because and someone said possibly the Atlantic City area, but I would say more almost like if you're driving from New York to New Jersey. That's Gotham over there, and then Manhattan, which is Metropolis over here. But I mean, you brought up that interesting post about Metropolis being Delaware.
Yeah, it was weird. So I shared it on our group, and I think I shared it on Toy Collectors Universal group. So how it works was a lot of people were saying in the comic book that it was based, Gotham City was based in New Jersey. But when it came to Metropolis, for whatever reason, because they were supposed to be close to each other, the closest they can get was Delaware to go across the pond. Because, like, in I guess Batman versus Superman, you had like you can go across the river or something like that, but it was also the sea, and it makes of where it was located. But I was just like, Delaware?
Yeah.
Probably Delaware? That no sense whatsoever. Because whenever you think Metropolis, like back in when Superman was in the 50s, they always have Los Angeles because that's where people go.
You're sounding
So-
funky.
You're having audio issues, dude.
Me?
Yeah. Well, now you're good, but it was getting.
Check 1, 2. Are we good now?
Yeah.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay, awesome. So, like, they had, when Superman was filmed, they had it in Los Angeles, and because the filming and all that stuff. So I could get that LA with the Metropolis kind of situation. But then when Superman the Donner version came out, that obviously became New York City because they were like, well, you had the World Trade Center built, so everything was brand new. The Twin Towers was there, and they were like, well, if you're gonna have Metropolis, the most popular place you can go is New York City. When they did Batman, they did. I think Ghostmax, you probably verify this for me, but I think they filmed a couple of the things for '89 Batman in Poughkeepsie. I think I heard some rumor that it was filmed in New York.
As far as I know, it was shot. They were shot in California or England.
All right, no, the Batmobile scene. I thought it was shot on I-84 or on one of the back roads or something in New York.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
I gotta research it again, but yeah, no, I've seen. Believe it or not, I actually seen that '89 Batmobile driving up Route 9 in Dutchess County. It was kind of crazy, but it was so cool. So
There's a lot
you
of
had
people
that.
who have replicas.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. So you had that, and now you had the Chicago version. So I was cool with that. I was like, okay, Batman's from Chicago, but how do you get that to New York that fast? I don't know. They're probably Detroit, but now
They just kind of use different bits of different cities to make up Metropolis in the Nolan trilogy.
yeah. But I thought it would be like a lot better just for it to be New York City and that's it. Because that's what I grew up on. I didn't know about LA until I started watching the George Reeves version of Superman. But I got no problem with the locations where they are, as long as it's Metropolis itself. I mean, when they did the Superman Returns movie, that was a mixture of everything and anywhere. Like I know the baseball stadium was Yankee Stadium, but as far as like the inner city was concerned, they really didn't specify or like have a visual of the location. So that's what I liked about that. They made Metropolis its own entity, and oops, I just hit my microphone, and left it for that. So, I mean, location-wise, but it's just like I said, the fact that we had Delaware as Metropolis, but Gotham City, they did confirm back in the comics way back in the day when, like, I guess after it came out that, it was like in the lower portions of New Jersey. So it's like lower west New Jersey that Gotham was located.
Yeah, I would figure Gotham in New Jersey, Metropolis, New York City, so somewhere pretty close, and then you think of Central City. That's where I would think Chicago, like where Flash and Barry Allen.
Central City and Keystone are definitely Midwest.
Yeah,
right. Where would you think they would be located? I mean, I always thought if you had Central City, I thought it would be kind of like Ohio-ish kind of territory, or if not Ohio, Minnesota type of. Like, where would you guys vision it?
I mean, yeah, I would say like a Midwest city, like a Minneapolis or a Chicago or something like that. I mean, when you think Keystone, what was that? Somewhere in Kansas, possibly?
Think so, yeah. I mean, I would say Colorado's too southern, so I don't know. Colorado? Think that would work?
Oh, it's too western.
Oh, okay.
And of course, for this Batman, it didn't look anything like Southern California. No.
And I like the wind effect there.
Yeah, I got a fan blowing right here because
it's in the budget. we spare no expense, folks, on making sure that you get the most realistic effects when it comes to that stuff.
That's it. That's it.
But
So geography-wise, I think that would be kind of cool to kind of draw it out where everyone thinks. I mean, it'd be cool to hear in comments what everyone thinks where
yeah,
these cities
I
are
mean,
at.
I would think, and then if you're gonna do Wonder Woman as far as like where she's from, I would think Themyscira, hidden in the Atlantic.
Yeah.
And I think that makes more sense because if you think about it, when they did the Wonder Woman movie, she ended up going to England, so it wouldn't make sense for her to be in the Pacific Ocean. They just have her going straight from the Atlantic.
I mean, you could still be around Greece and all that kind of area too, as well, and you could be kind of in that
is true.
vicinity.
Yeah, that is true. I think that would be. Yeah, I mean, I would think the Mediterranean would be the best place for her because when the airplane crashed and it's World War II, you're right. That would be more logical and makes more sense to it crashing there.
Since she is related to Athena.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, I mean, I would think like I said, I would have thought, okay, the Atlantic, but I'm like, wait a minute, no, then that's a hell of a haul all the way up to freaking England. Makes more sense, like you said,
I think, be there. But I mean, I don't know if we all could agree. I would say I would at least say Jersey would be the logical place for Gotham City.
I'm so used to seeing Chicago, but I could see, if the origins were supposed to be New Jersey, I'm not going to dispute that. What about a Ghost?
So now the thing that pops to my mind is where's Bloodhaven? Because I figured Bloodhaven is south of Gotham.
That is true.
God, I wish I could have that map.
You know what? There was a device called Google.
Well, if anybody wants to do screen sharing, I'm still never figuring out how the heck that works. But
33-minute drive from Gotham City. So what's 33 minutes from Jersey?
A miracle, to be honest with you, because where Gotham City was supposed to be located, it was supposed to be lower western part of New Jersey, so it was actually below Atlantic City. So, and then since it's across from Delaware, see, I would have figured,
Someone said Bloodhaven possibly being based off of Atlantic City or Brigantine Island. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it.
Interesting.
Because, I mean, Bloodhaven's worse than Gotham, so Atlantic
City.
Yeah,
that would be either that would be Atlantic City or Newark.
Yeah.
Or even Jersey City. Yeah.
So, one interesting thing, so in the animated series universe, the Bruce Timm's DC animated universe, it's been shown that Gotham is in New York. You watch, was it Batman and Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero? Batman punches in like an address, looks up an address on the computer in the Batmobile, and it says like Gotham City, New York.
Yes.
Yep. Then Young Justice has Gotham in Connecticut.
That is crazy. Any like specific did they say how close in Connecticut it was? Like if it was like Harvard, Stanford, or not Harvard?
It's been a while since I watched the show, but there's a map that shows it in one episode.
I could try and see. Well, I'm afraid if I try to look it up, it's gonna be like giving me issues here. But like I said, if anybody wants to do a share screen, I'll let you guys do that because I'm afraid if I do something, then we're all gonna wipe out. And that's the end of the episode, guys. Tune in next week because I actually would love to see the geological map of DC with all 50 states, or at least the eastern seaboard, just to see how they place everything. Because it makes sense. I mean, like it does make for Gotham to be more southern Jersey, but I don't know. I'm still used to it to being Chicago. That's just me, though. I think Chicago would be the best way to go with that.
All right. I think I'd be able to. Let me see if I could share.
I think in the DCAU, Metropolis is pretty far away from Gotham because, Bruce had to take a plane to get there.
Right.
Okay. You'll see the screen here. I just Googled this, and this was just a map that someone put together. I mean, it looks pretty cool. Yeah, they have Metropolis in Delaware.
Yep, that's the one. That's the one I saw earlier.
And Wonder Woman living in Washington D.C. makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of World War II at the time, and she worked for the government.
Green Lantern in Detroit.
I have to zoom this in for myself.
Which Green Lantern? John Stewart?
They just have the Green Lantern 4.
There we go.
All right.
I don't know.
Oh, it's fuzzy. I can barely read. I
I think
apologize.
Guy Gardner could come from Detroit too. He's kind of got that personality.
But where is Gotham? Gotham, New Jersey.
Gotham, New Jersey. Yeah, it's
And Bloodhaven, New Jersey.
Oh, I wish I could zoom in more on this.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, so if you see the map of New Jersey, the lowest dot right next to where Metropolis would be, that's where Gotham should be.
Yeah, if you could see that pullout right there at the very bottom right corner.
Right.
Yeah, that's what it's showing.
Yep, and Nightwing's over in Jersey still.
And Sandman's in Brooklyn.
Nice.
Makes sense.
And where is that Red Tornado? Red Tornado's California.
It's funny. I thought that was the Thundercat logo, but it's Hawk Girl in Louisiana. But
That makes sense. Yeah, lots of.
Swamp Thing in Louisiana.
Yep, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Blue Beetle.
Okay, so
Third Blue Beetle is in El Paso, which makes sense there too as well. Green Lantern 2 in Coastal City, California.
okay. All right. So, yep, Central City is Missouri.
Yep.
That is cool. Keystone City. Where is that located? Hold on. That is
That's Kansas City.
Kansas City. Okay. Yep. So that makes sense. Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. What state is that?
North Dakota. Or no, South Dakota.
Okay. Yep. El Paso is in Blue Beetles in El Paso.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Didn't the Blue Beetle movie take place in California though?
I guess it depends on which Blue Beetle. Was it Ted Cord or Jaime Raya? Raya.
Oh, I think it was Jaime.
Jaime's would make sense. El Paso or Southern California could work for either.
Right, but I think Jaime was California.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with the Blue Beetle too much, except for when I saw it on the Electric Company years ago. That's how far back. Oh my god!
You didn't watch the Oscar-worthy winning movie?
I don't even remember. Remember Blue Beetle on Electric Company. I remember Spider-Man.
No, Spider-Man was on there, and I think Blue Beetle was on there too. I forgot the actor that played him. It looked like Harvey Korman, but it wasn't. I have to look it up again.
Green Arrow in Star City, California.
Yep, that makes sense. Obsidian Manhunter, and that's looks like Yep, they're in Los Angeles. Animal Man, San Diego. Dr. Fate, Las Vegas. I think that's funny.
That is really cute.
Booster Gold in Arizona.
I mean, it's a pretty cool map.
Yeah, it's like I said.
I guess I would agree with most of it. I just still have a problem with Metropolis being in Delaware. It's like we talked about before the show. It just reminds me of that scene from Wayne's World. It's like we could be anywhere with the green screen. Like we're in Delaware. We're in Delaware.
We're in Delaware.
And both items are Connecticut. Okay, that's odd. And what else we got? Man of Bats, Raven Red, Flash 3.
Which one is Flash 3? Was that Barry Allen?
No, I thought that was Wally.
Flash 3, I think Flash 3 is... It can't be Wally because he's the second Flash.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I miscounted.
Well, the original Flash is
Jay Garrick. Yeah, Jay Garrick first Flash. So, yeah,
Flash 2 would be Barry Allen, right?
No, I thought Barry was Flash 1.
No, that's Jay Garrick.
It was Jay Garrick first.
Oh, okay.
With the metal hat and the wings.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yep. I'm more familiar with Barry than I am with Garrett. Okay, so what else we got here? Captain Marvel is in he's in Chicago, right?
And why
right.
This computer on the Zoom.
He's in Wisconsin. Green Lantern, Detroit. Oof. That's rough.
Good luck.
That's got to be Jon Stewart.
Yeah, Green Lantern 2 was that what's his name?
Oh, Guy Gardner?
I don't
No.
think it was good. No,
The other one.
it's
Al Jordan?
Yeah,
not Kyle Rayner because he's like the fourth or something.
I think it was Al Jordan. Green Lantern.
Yeah. So
Because I thought Hal Jordan was at least California. And Jon Stewart I could see in Detroit. Oop. Did I disconnect from you guys?
I hear you.
Okay. Yeah. He's a cheesehead. That's funny. Yeah, no, even Ken, I thought Hal was the first one too. Yeah, no, Hal was the first one, wasn't he?
Yeah, Hal is the first from the Green Lantern Corps.
Right.
There was a Green Lantern before him who had the abilities based on a different system, and why am I not remembering his name?
I think it would all right, so the first
Al Jordan was the original, was the second. Alan Scott was the first one.
Alan Scott.
Okay, so I'm not
I
familiar
had
with
the DC Collector's Edition. That's a pretty cool outfit too. That first Green Lantern has.
But Hal is the first one from who to be in the Green Lantern Corps.
Yes. John.
Okay,
Stewart
yeah, that makes sense.
The third, right?
Yeah,
Jon Stewart,
John
yeah.
would be the third. Then I think Guy Gardner,
Where does Kyle fit?
and then Kyle Rayner would be 4.
I'm sorry, but every time I hear Jon Stewart, I always think of The Daily Show.
Me too.
But that is so cool that they actually have that now. This is the current map that they have, right?
I don't know. I just Googled, and this was the first thing that popped up.
I want to see if I can try and find.
I'm gonna close the
Another
window. Let's see what we got. Is everyone back? Are we back to normal?
All right. Any word on
Yeah.
TF? How he's feeling?
I'll be right back.
Okay, yep. Man, oh man, that's crazy though. I thought for the longest time that it was always like a Chicago based for Batman, but now seeing that, and like I said, the crazier fact of it being Metropolis for Superman and in Delaware of all places, it's like, what the hell were they thinking?
Well, I mean, Gotham's always been a coastal city.
Right.
Even in the Dark Knight trilogy, they used Chicago for a lot of the for the setting, but when Bruce Wayne left on a shipping boat, in Batman Begins, he went across the ocean.
Sorry, I had a little drink of water there. But yeah, it's just for some reason the aesthetic in the end, no matter what, it's like they always made it look like, okay, Chicago minus Adam West being LA or Hollywood or wherever you want.
Well, we know Bruce Wayne came on that shipping container from the mighty Mississippi. So.
Oh Lord. I'm good.
But
I'm starting to hear Songs of the South songs being played in my head. Oh
yeah,
Lord.
I have still Superman in Delaware, and then you got the Farley brothers in Rhode Island. I mean,
I'm telling you. Well, like I said, they had Blue Beetle in El Paso, which is like, I get that one, but then the other one was LA, which had to be Jaime. So I can see those happening. But everybody else, and then Washington, D.C., Wonder Woman, because I'm just going by the TV series.
well, it'll be interesting to see with the Gunverse, like what he does with like Superman and the Justice League and where he has them at, because it looks like they're filming it in LA, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, how do you guys feel about that new Gun version coming out? Do you think it's going to be a success, or do you think it's going to be?
I'm cautiously optimistic because I like his movies. I think they're fun. I'm not gonna I remember I think it's one of those things you just go in with an open mind. You can't go in with your own preconceived ideas because everyone has their own. Even with Snyder's Murderverse, I mean, it still had its own merits and stuff like that. I get crucified every time I call it the Murderverse, but it is.
Oh, gee, I wonder why they call it the Murderverse. Let's see. Superman, who never kills, killed. Batman, who's not supposed to kill, killed.
Drops a lot of bodies.
Drops a lot of money. Wonder Woman.
Then I saw the scene. What was it in Batman Returns where he takes that, where Keaton takes that bomb and straps it to the dude, and
Well, there was the explanation like that for that is a quote from Tim Burton around when his version of Planet of the Apes came out. Anyone who knows me knows that I don't read comic books, and I'll never read anything written by Kevin Smith.
Ouch.
There's a story behind that
Wow.
too. And
Yeah, I heard them two are not. You won't see them at a Christmas party. That's for sure.
No, like so the short version of it. They went to Kevin went to see Tim Burton's version of Planet of the Apes, and the whole thing with like the Lincoln Memorial with an ape's head on it.
Yeah.
Right.
He did a similar thing in the comic Chasing Dogma.
Okay.
And
That's right.
so he knew the reporter, and they were talking about it, and they were just laughing and saying, he's like, you know what? Let's just say let's just say I'm angry and I'm seeking legal action. And they're laughing about it. And none of the joke translated in the article.
Oh.
And he called Tim Burton, Tim Burton's publicist, for a statement, and first nothing. And then the publicist calls up and gives that statement.
Interesting. That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
man.
funny.
I mean, the one thing is that okay, Burton never read a Batman comic book, and I think like the dynamics of the movie coming out in '89 defined what Batman would be today. Where you have the original comic books like the World War II series guys, and that was the first. Actually, that was the first series that introduced the Batcave, which was kind of like, wow, that's pretty cool. They introduced Robin. That was pretty cool too. So then you had, because of the war, the Vietnam War and all that stuff, Adam West wanted something positive. So you had the Bright Knight. Never argued. That's the Batman I grew up on. Then Burton does his version of the Dark Knight, which was like, okay, yes. Here's a guy who just did Beetlejuice, and before that, or actually after that, he did Nightmare Before Christmas, right? Or did that come out after
Nightmare
Batman?
Before Christmas came out in like 90.
That came out after Batman, right?
Or 94.
Yeah.
He did Beetlejuice before Batman.
Right.
And I think before that he did Edward Scissorhands.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But no, if you really look at it, he's Burton basically did his take on what he saw in '66.
Right. Totally different world from what you saw in
Well,
66%. Happy.
I think it also had enough campiness to it too, even though it was a darker story. It still had that the fun of the Adam West a little bit, that quirkiness.
Yeah,
right.
So, which I love. I mean, '89 Batman's going to be my Batman. I mean, he is. That's the one I grew up on. I mean, I grew up on Adam West because that's what my dad watched. Whenever we were watching cartoons, Saturday morning cartoons, he would come in, and then it'd be Westerns, and then if Batman came on, that was it, right? And so that's how I began to love Westerns, Batman, and Star Trek, because my dad watched it, and since I couldn't watch my Gummy Bears or any of that stuff, I had to watch that stuff, which ended up being great. So
you missed out on the Gummy Bears?
Huh? No, not my dad.
Okay. God. Okay. Sorry, I misheard you. I'm sorry.
But yeah,
who did watch the Gummy Bears?
I loved the Gummy Bears bouncing everywhere, here and there. All right. Anyway,
now that song's gonna be stuck in my head, and it's the worst part.
Oh
yeah,
the Snorks.
I mean,
what was the other cartoon that I really? Kids Incorporated.
That was live action.
Yeah, it was great. And then of course we always knew that from 10:30 to noon was Bugs Bunny, and so an hour and a half. But if my dad was up, it was Gunsmoke, Star Trek, or whatever old show was on. So
and you notice they all kind of like had a Western theme to it.
Yeah,
Wagon Train to the Stars, which would be Star Trek. Thank you, Lucille Ball, for that, because if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have had Star Trek in the first place.
Yes.
She took a shot, and that shot took off big time.
But yeah, he introduced me to that Batman, and that was great. But then when '89 Batman came out, and that poster that just had the logo, that was it.
Oh, yeah.
Nicholson had first, billing, and then Keaton had second, and then it just was so cool, so awesome. I remember that.
If they were to redo an '89 Batman, they can use Jack Nicholson's son. Like, I don't know if you guys seen him in the upcoming movie Smile 2. They have like this like picture of him, and it's in like white, and it's like a bunch of cut frames. And if you can't tell that's Nicholson's son, then you're drinking the Kool-Aid, because he looks exactly like his father.
I would still want. I mean, I'm telling you, I just wish, because I knew that was in the works with Keaton being old Bruce Wayne for like a Batman Beyond.
Right.
And
almost happened. It almost happened.
Almost. And man, how cool would it have been if they could have brought back like a Nicholson to, even though supposedly Joker dies in '89, but how cool they could have written it in that he didn't, and that would have been kind of cool to see.
Oh no, that fall killed him.
Yeah,
that fall killed him.
You never know, but Joker never dies. He never dies. Just like nobody ever dies.
Well, apparently there's 3 Jokers.
True.
In the comics.
Yeah.
Arthur Curry being the third or the second or the first. Well, no. I don't know what the order is for that one.
No, Arthur Curry is Aquaman.
Yes.
No, I'm sorry. What was the one that Joaquin Phoenix is playing? I thought his name was Arthur.
Arthur Fleck, but no, comic.
Thank you.
Comic-wise, there was a few years ago, Batman was sitting on the chair of crap. I can't remember his name from New. Was it one of the New Gods?
Mm-hmm.
Darkseid.
What?
Oh, was it Darkseid? Was it Darkseid? It wasn't Darkseid, was it?
No, I think Metron. He was sitting on Metron's chair, which has all the knowledge of the universe, and he asks, "Who is the Joker?" And the reply says, "Which one? There are 3."
That's where the 3 Jokers comic came from, right?
Yep, that's what led to that. Yep.
Why not? 3 Jokers, 3 Catwomen. Might as well keep it in 3s.
But Pfeiffer.
Well, yeah, since one's in traction, I guess like maybe like one's laid up in traction. Suddenly, Joker's back and spry, and it's more than one Joker.
Yeah. Again, the DC multiverse. I think they're the ones that really perfected multiverse, stuff, especially with Crisis on Infinite Earths, all that stuff going on. And it was just really cool that they can go, oh yeah, this is Batman from Earth 52 or Earth whatever, So I love how I know some people are burnt out on the multiverse whole thing, but it's kind of cool how you can kind of reinvent a hero or a superhero. And I know to some people, for example, Keaton's my Batman, but again, I have to have an open mind of any of these Batman stories that come out, like the new Absolute Batman story that comes out that kind of retreads if Batman was poor, and grew up poor. And so that one's kind of really cool. Or the Batman, what was it? The Batman Black, or it was the Black Series DC label where you got to see the little Bruce, and they pulled it from the shelves.
Okay. Right.
Which that was a really cool. And then the last Night on Earth, that was a really great story. I mean, Batman has a lot of really good stories. I wish Superman had as many good stories. Superman does have some really good stories, and Superman's my favorite DC hero, but Batman has some really, really good stories, and people seem to know how to really write him. Some people just don't really know how to write Superman.
You know what it is? I love the fact that you would think, as a kid, you're growing up, it's like, oh, Superman is the most powerful superhero out there, but in the entire DC universe. Nobody really sits back and says, well, hold on a second, define powerful. Correct. You see, if you're talking physical power, then you can have anybody from Superman to Darkseid to Wonder Woman. It can be anybody physical. But if you want to talk about who's got one of the greatest minds out there, the 2 that people usually bring up would be either Brainiac or Bruce Wayne,
don't forget about
aka Batman, because here's a guy who's a plain old mortal that has found a way to take out the entire Justice League.
Don't forget about Lex Luthor, the greatest criminal mind.
Luthor's an overrated millionaire that buys his way into freaking trying to kill people.
Not the Jesse Eisenberg Lex Luthor.
I put it this way: Batman is has a Sherlock Holmes level intellect. Lex Luthor has a Mycroft Holmes level intellect. He is smarter than Batman, but the problem is his obsession with being, beating Superman and absorbing all the glory, of the adulation. He wants that adulation that Superman gets,
And
he hates
Yep.
Superman because Superman gets it and not him.
But
And
speaking
that's
of
why he fails.
the best
Yep.
Superman story that I love is All-Star Superman, because Lex Luthor finally gets it. He just kind of he for so long just that was his arch nemesis, but when he finds out Superman is dying, he finally kind of gets the whole thing. You can get my drift. It's if you haven't read All-Star Superman,
Yeah.
that's probably the best Superman story that's out there.
All right, so here's a question for you guys, since we're talking about Superman and Batman so much. Between the animated and the movie, which did you think was the best Batman versus Superman that came out? Comic book, animated Dark Knight, or just Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice? Which did you think was the best fight scene out of those three?
So when you say comic book, are you talking like Frank Miller, Dark Knight?
Shoot. I want to say Frank Miller, Dark Knight, yeah, but I know there was another one. I forgot his name.
There's been multiple battles with
No,
Superman.
I'm like talking about the original first battle. Like if you had a first battle scene between the comic book, the Dark Knight cartoon, and then Dawn of Justice live action, which do you think was the best fight?
Dawn of Justice would be third. Plain and simple.
Okay.
I think because they rushed it. They rushed that story.
Well, I don't even care about Doomsday. I'm not even acknowledging.
Well, not even that. They
Naked
just
Gray
rushed,
Guy. That's what I'm calling.
They just rushed the whole Batman hates Superman.
Yeah.
You know.
And I'm not even acknowledging. Like we have Angry Green Man. I'm going to call what they call Doomsday Naked Gray Guy. I'm like, it's just. I'm sorry. The movie itself, the fight scene, was it timed right good in the movie? I think I would like to have seen a little bit longer. I do like the mentality of like how it was done. I love Ben Affleck as that Batman. I think he was the best one since '89.
I think he was underrated. I mean, yeah, definitely. I wish we could have seen more of him.
Yeah, I agree.
He was a good Batman. Just he was not in any good movies.
No, not at all.
Yep. I mean, he made a great Bruce Wayne. I mean, we got to admit that. I mean, he did a great job as Bruce Wayne.
There was some things that were not very Bruce Wayne of him.
Yeah.
Like Bruce Wayne doesn't drink.
Yeah, because I know the one big issue. I know you have that issue is Batman does not kill, and he did kill.
Yeah. He also doesn't drink.
Got to keep.
He'll make it look like he's drinking. Everyone else is having champagne. He's having ginger ale.
Later, Happy.
See you later,
and Dave, welcome to the stream, man.
And they showed in BVS, they showed him, just killing bottles of wine with random women.
Yeah, which surprised me because I remembered you were telling me like when it came to Bruce Wayne that he would like look like he was drinking, but he never drank because he's always wanted to stay conscious and aware of anything in case something were to go down. So he made it look like he was, he was drunk, but he wasn't. This one, it was kind of like he was more towards the, mom and dad died, and I'm out to, vengeance, but now I got to drink to take the pain away or to try and forget stuff. It was weird. And they even did the same thing to, or did they do that with the Nolan version?
No, he pretended to be drunk in, a couple.
Right, I remember holding for the first movie, yeah.
But then they didn't really do much with alcohol afterwards. Like he just, I mean, on Dark Knight, I don't think he really was actually drinking. During that conversation with Dent and Rachel and
my only complaint about the Dark Knight series, and I know this is something that probably and it etched in your head. I loved that they had Liam Neeson in it. I thought he did a great job, but mispronouncing his name, in the movie, that was kind of like, wait a minute.
And now everyone gets it wrong.
All because of a movie.
3 Brits, an Irishman, and a Frenchwoman mess up the name, mess up an Arabic word, and now everyone gets it wrong.
Well, didn't they do one? Did they do a live action movie or one that they actually got the name correct?
There were a few times on Arrow that they got the name correct.
Right.
A few times, and the rest of the time they got it wrong.
Oh yeah, had to be. Because I thought I heard it on the live action. It was like done right, and that's another series too that was completely underrated. Here we go.
Yeah. So I had to fight with it a bit because I put the McFarlane Batman and Robin in the Mattel Batmobile.
It looks good though.
Because this one, the Mattel Batmobile is bigger than the McFarlane one.
Wait, time what?
Yeah, because the McFarlane one.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm gonna grab that really quick. You can hold on display for a second. I'm gonna actually, because I do have access to it. I want to see it.
Are those the 6-inch McFarlane figures?
Yeah, I'm not gonna go for like the 7-inch ones. They're like these are perfect.
So the one I got is definitely not the size of the '89 Batmobile. It's short.
No, it's a smaller one.
Actually, is it?
Yeah, the '66 McFarlane is a smaller Batmobile.
Yeah, the '66 McFarlane figure, McFarlane Batmobile for '66. Yeah, redundant, but that's okay. The McFarlane one is honestly scaled better for 5-inch figures. So like the Superpowers line they're doing.
Yeah,
it would work better.
And then, since we're bringing up Batmobiles and all that stuff, and before I kill myself, and now that's why it's called a tumbler.
I have that one as well. Here
we go. This one was
I have that. I almost brought that out, but
this one, it was a weird make, but this was one of my favorite Batmobiles that they ever made, and the fact that you had the wings spread like this on both portions of it, but looks absolutely nothing like the animated.
Oh no, you put the sides back up and it does.
Yeah, no, the sides. I don't know. I thought the sides were a little bit more rounded.
Yeah, that's how it looks. Yeah,
you
put everything
this
back up.
Fine, but when you have the wings spread apart, it was like
They just made the wings come out as a toy feature, along with the little disc launcher.
Yep. Okay, let me zoom back in. I'm not hogging the show today.
But yeah, that one Kenner made, and that was really good. That was really good.
Yeah, like the Mattel one for that series, that just did it equal to the '89 Batman. I was like, it kind of like measures up, but as far as the figures go, the 6-inch, I think I got the 5. Yeah, because the ones that came out in the 2-pack was a 5-inch. Because I got the Batman, Batgirl, Robin 3-pack. So that's the 5-inch, if I'm not mistaken. And
for 66.
I'm just giving.
Wait, Mattel
I'm not going
66
after anymore. Yeah, hold on. Let me get it really quick. I think
the Mattel 66 one are 6-inch scale.
Yeah. No, Happy left, but Neil Adams comic Batman. Yes, I agree. It's a really great one. I definitely want to see more Pattinson Batman.
And I apologize for being off screen, everybody. Yeah, no, this is the Mattel one, and let me put it next to the. Oh yeah, that's a huge difference. Yeah, 6-inch. This is about a 4 or 5-inch one for the Mattel, but the Batmobile almost scales nicely with the '89. So. Yeah, no, 6-inch, and then the other ones are 4-inch, so it's kind of weird. So now I have to debate if I'm going to get that Batmobile or not.
Which one?
The McFarlane Batmobile. I'm debating on getting that now.
What, the 66 one?
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
I'd pass, man. You got the Mattel one, which was definitely better.
Okay, then I'm staying with that one. Yeah, because I size up that the Adam West Batman with the current McFarlane line. And it's like 2 different sizes, like Andre the Giant, like versus Macho Man Randy Savage size.
Well, the multiverse one is 7-inch.
Yes.
This one is 6-inch, and it's in scale with the Mattel 6-inch ones.
Okay, yeah, because I think I got that the same time you got yours.
Yeah.
I know Walmart they had it, and now and I missed out. I'm so stupid on this too. That I missed out on the Batgirl Bat Cycle.
I still have to get that.
They had it at Walmart for $20, and I passed on it because something else came out that was a little bit more like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna get this unless I get it now. So I'm hoping I could get it back from Walmart.com. If not, then I missed out, and maybe Newburgh Toy Show is seriously. Seriously?
You're being called.
What is it?
Oh, nothing. I just spot something. Is that the one from the order that they did for the spotlight, or for the
No,
popcorn
it's
spotlight?
it's a pen that I got, like a light up pen that I got for Christmas
okay.
last year. The pen part doesn't work, but the symbol does.
At least something works out of it. That's cool, though. That'd be great for like figures, figure animations, and all that stuff. But so, what do you think is the best Batmobile they came out with everything that's been released? Comic book, movie, TV. Like, what's your like?
I do have a very warm spot in my heart for the DC Direct animated series Batmobile and the Batwing.
Yep.
It's gotten. I mean, McFarlane did a re-release of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I missed out on that one.
I just picked up the McFarlane animated Batmobile because I didn't get the DC Direct one.
It's the same one that DC Direct released like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Does that have the noise effects and all that stuff in that one too, or
lights? But I don't
There's
think
lights. Yeah.
oh, that's it. Yeah, for that, it might as well. I'm happy with the one that came out back in the '90s. Then.
And then McFarlane has the pre-order for that Batwing. Is that the same as the DC Direct one too?
Probably. I have that too. I don't know, man. The lights are really nice on it. The Batwing has lights too.
Right. I didn't bring down the other Batmobile too from like Batman, the new Batman Adventures.
I have
So
that one.
Yep, because you got the Batman animated series, and then they went into the new Batman Adventures one, and I have that one, and I thought that was a really nice design.
Yeah.
But I have to say, I did fall in love with that one from the Batman animated. But what do you think, Jimmy? What's your favorite?
It's 89.
Well, he's like, did you really have to ask that question?
Yeah.
Really?
89. I mean, 66 was a great one. Again, 66 was the one I was introduced to. There really wasn't a lot of real iconic comic book ones that I really liked. I mean,
yeah.
But the 89 Batmobile, because that was just like, here it is, live in the flesh. I'm Batman for Gotham. So, which figure is that? Is that the figure arts?
Yeah, the figure arts one. Yeah.
Okay.
It was
What does
pricey,
that go
but
for?
really worth it.
What's the running price on them?
I think like $70 when I got them.
Wow.
How long ago did you get them?
A few years ago, and I also had some Amazon gift cards. So,
because I bought the Flash Keaton, and it was $70 when he came out.
For the Flash Keaton?
Mm-hmm.
They were out. I'm surprised because like I got him from Walmart, no problem.
No, the figure arts.
Figure arts.
Oh, the figure arts. Okay.
Yeah.
My mistake. I'm sorry.
Yeah, McFarlane. Yeah, it was pretty easy on that. But yeah, 89 Batman, Batmobile. I mean, I like them all. They all have their different kind of characteristics. I even like, again, I do like Affleck's too as well. I thought it looked cool.
You know what's crazy? The Batman. When they did the Flash version of like out of all the figures that were hard to get, definitely the hard one to get was Batman with the mask, and then the Flash with the Batman suit.
Yeah,
those were the two hardest figures for whatever. And I saw it originally when it first came out, and I'm like, oh, that's not really going to sell because that's not really the Flash one. I'll get it later, and then it's like, nope, I ended up paying $30 for it later on.
I got the unmasked Batman and the one with the mask. The unmasked one, he looks like a retired NSYNC boy band singer. So.
I did buy the unmasked one. Saw the movie, or no, I tried to get some of the other things and couldn't get them. And I think I gave you the unmasked one.
Yeah, you sold me your. I think you sold. Yeah,
Yeah.
you sold me that one, and then I ended up getting the other one online because I was determined to get it. I was like, all right, one way or another, I'm getting these Batmans. It's Keaton. I'm not going to see it again, and then all of a sudden, hey, guess what? Batmobile, boom.
Of course, the Beast Kingdom '89 Batman is pretty nice, but it has weak forearms. But again,
Right.
Beast Kingdom Nicholson Joker.
Mm-hmm.
It's up on my top shelf. I'm gonna grab it again.
Yeah, I'll put you on a Zoom mode while I go grab something really quick. I mean, I would love to get those, but price-wise, it's like, wow.
Every now and then, you can snipe an eBay auction and find it for cheap.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, I got lucky on the Joker from the night version. That is beautiful.
That is pretty Joker.
Yeah, the soft goods, and it comes with two different faces or two different heads. One where he's more laughing, but yeah, it's.
I'm surprised they didn't do like the third face where the makeup ran off of him.
I wish they would have. I'm just surprised they were able to get Nicholson's likeness because he doesn't license that too much.
Yeah, no, they must have offered him a hell of a pretty penny for that one.
The Kenner one from Dark Knight Collection looked really close.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see if I can grab this one.
I'm still holding out hope. Maybe McFarlane might get it, but you never know. But then again, it'll look like the McFarlane Superman, which is not that great.
Sorry, you guys, for keeping you on that.
I do want a good Christopher Reeves Superman though.
They made one, but man, you're talking freaking license your house.
I would love to finally have a 6-inch Christopher Reeve Superman figure.
That would be so good. Did y'all see the Kingdom Come ones that I did? Of Superman and Shazam?
Yeah, I saw it on Facebook. Yeah, if you want to show it again.
Yeah, I'll bring them out.
See, this is the one thing I didn't like about. I'll zoom in on mine. The one thing I love the fact that I got this, but as far as his face is concerned, it was like.
It looks like he did it that way.
Yeah, it's like, what are you looking at?
It's like, tell me why.
Oh, yeah. Now it's going to be stuck in my head. But aside from that, I do like...
Tell me why.
Yeah, but then you got this one, which is weird. This is the helmet...
Number 5. I never...
He's the one that killed my brother.
And it's weird, because like this is the armor that looks like it's from 89, more than the 89...
It's like a mix of the. Looks like a mix of the armor from the first movie and the armor from the second movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what it is. And the one thing that they did, like if people didn't notice, when you get the '89 Batmobile Batman, that the emblem is like not painted around the circle in black. It's actually still gold. But this one, they did it right. And they said if you take the head off of this one and put it on that one, that it would actually make it look better. Big M, what's going on, man? How you been? Let me get my ugly face off of this one. So we're talking Batman.
Hey, Big M.
Not the Batman.
Big M.
Oh yes, here we go. That is beautiful.
That's
Shazam.
Or Captain Marvel. Sorry, I got called out for calling him Shazam. But
Yeah.
like, whatever.
Hey, he was Captain Marvel.
And then the Kingdom Comes. I mean, these look just like they popped off of Alex Ross's artwork.
Yeah, no,
That was an epic fight, man.
It was so good. And then when he got him to turn back into Billy Batson.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so good. And then of course, if you haven't read it, the last, this, I guess the end credit scene with Wonder Woman and Clark Kent expecting. But yeah, that's just. Now, the only issue I had was on their website, Pop Mart's website, it shows 2 different faces that you can get, but that's only exclusive to a Pop Mart store. So it only comes with 1 face because the other 2 faces make it look really, really cool on these guys. But I wrote Pop Mart. Hopefully, I said, hey, can you send it to me? I do reviews. I try to throw that card in. Who knows? We'll see what happens.
I'm hoping. Now, here's one thing I would actually say. Because I'm thinking, hopefully, in 3 years, they will do the Christopher Reeve Superman if they get the licensing for his likeness rights, and that would make sense because the Superman came out in '77, and that would be perfect timing. 50 years of Superman.
78.
78.
Yep, I was 1 year old.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Star Wars was '77.
Yep.
Superman was. I thought it was. I don't know why I thought that was always '77. But no, you're right. Thank you for correcting me on that one.
Then I'll need a
So
hack.
78. So now we're gonna wait. Now you're gonna make me wait another year. Thanks, Matt.
But then I'll need everything else. I'll need a Terrence Stamp Zod. I'll need a Gene Hackman Lex Luthor.
Good luck with that one. I mean, Terrence Stamp.
And Ned Beatty. We need Ned Beatty as Otis figure.
Yep. And Mrs. Tessmacher.
Tessmacher!
It's Tessmacher! That felt good.
An Eve Tessmacher figure.
You would need all of them. You need
Which
Perry
version?
White, you need Jimmy Olsen, Lois Lane.
Oh,
Because
God.
they were all just freaking iconic. The cast for those movies were just so freaking good.
You know what I would love to see, because you whipped up the Kingdom Come Superman? I would like to see Brandon Routh in that suit as a figure.
Well, that'd be
He
cool.
kind of did wear that suit in Crisis on CW.
You know what I'm saying? Have him released as an action, like a McFarlane figure.
Yeah.
With the likeness and everything, the whole 9 yards. I think that would be a nice little homage to. Because that would be a great homage to. What was this line that had? Duh.
But I would love that. I mean, this is one of my favorite Superman suits. Is the Kingdom Come suit.
And
The Mattel line, and I'll say this. I'll zoom in on you first, Matt, because you had yours figure up.
and so this one is the one from NECA.
That's nice.
More of a showpiece than actual actually really a posable piece.
I don't believe it or not. I do not have any NECA figures or Mezco or any of those.
Interesting. The NECA figure that I got was the Joker one, because I was watching somebody and they were talking about how it scaled well with the McFarlane line. So I was like, and I'm like, okay, that does really work out so well with it. So once I get everything set up, I'm going to do it. But this is one figure.
Go for it.
Well, this is one figure, though, that Mattel did that I actually liked and I thought was a really good likeness. And that was of Melissa Benoist, Supergirl. In season 1, I love this figure. I mean, I don't think they released another one after this. But
DC Direct made one, but not that's essentially the same costume and better sculpt and paint.
Yeah, this I thought was a better sculpt and paint. I never understood why the legs were darker, but I'm thinking, okay, they just had her in pantyhose and they called it a day.
No, the DC Direct one was better.
It was like I thought she had I thought she was wearing pants. I don't know.
No, they didn't do. They didn't do the second costume.
Okay. Yeah. No, the other costumes were okay, and then I was like, I guess I have to get used to that or something like that. But that to me, when I found her, I was like, thank you, because I love the series. Like season 1 and 2, I loved, and I loved the direction they were doing it. I should have gotten the Grant Gustin. That's the one thing. Yeah, I gotta find the Grant Gustin Flash.
I have several Grant Gustin Flash figures.
He's going to be at MegaCon coming up this year.
Nice.
The whole Flash crew. Tom Cavanaugh, Grant Gustin. I forgot the name of the other actors, but yeah, all of them.
Is he going to be supposed to be coming back as a Flash?
Who? Grant?
Is he rumored to be coming back as a Flash?
Someone
want it.
Someone brought the rumor of Elliot Page, or is it Elliot Page now? I forgot.
That would be interesting.
Want to know what's his face? Oh God, I can't remember his name right now. Arrow.
Stephen Amell.
Thank you, Stephen. I know he's busy doing Heels.
Did you see
I got to start watching that. That looks like a crazy.
The artist rendition of someone with the guy who plays Reacher as Batman.
Yes.
That one looked pretty cool.
That one, I think he would make a good Dark Knight version of Batman.
I'll be right back. There was something I needed to grab and show you.
Okay, yep, no problem. Yeah, what's going on with you guys tonight? Thank you for joining the stream. If you got anything you want to add to the stream and all that stuff, we're talking Batman, DC related stuff like that. We're taking a break from Transformers, though. It's not that I don't want to post it. It's just we had a lot we did last time, and we're just like trying to go stick on this topic and all that stuff. If there's anything you want to bring up in regards to DC or Batman, it doesn't have to necessarily be DC like complete knowledge of it. It can be anything you remember from your childhood, cartoons and all that stuff. You could come up with what your favorite episode was, what your TV show, whatever you guys can think of. You can even be Batman Beyond, the Batman, the Brave and the Bold, that kind of stuff.
Even Beware the Batman, which is an underrated show.
I gotta watch that. What was it? That Joker mobile?
Did you buy it in line?
With the light up face?
Did you buy the Maximum Overdrive Joker? That's what I'm calling it.
I missed that one. You shared from Target yesterday. Was so good. I gotta look that up again. Wow, I'm like missing.
Yeah, it's only $30. It's crazy.
That's not bad. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's down from 60, so it's half off.
Yep. And now they're starting to release the Arkham series figures again, or another wave of them, I should say.
All right, I'm going to bring out a Transformer, but it's Batman related. So this is MMC's Joker kind of mobile that they did that turns into a robot. And the only thing they could show you was this head on it. But they gave you another head, and let me bring that head out so you can get a head in light. I bagged it all up after I did the review on it, but I need to get them out because they have a Batman one too as well. But it comes with this long crowbar and the long gun and all that stuff. But the head that you can replace it with is.
Oh, that's weird. I gotta zoom. Hold on for 1 second because I gotta actually zoom in more. That is insane. That is cool.
So when they were doing all the promotion for this TFCon exclusive figure, they couldn't show this head and they couldn't show anything because of licensing. But that's the head. And then there's this bot here, which is the Batman version of the robots. So very, very cool.
And of course, it comes back to Transformers.
It does. Yep. Sorry, I had to do it.
No, it's okay. It's still Batman related. We're good.
It's Batman related. It's got a freaking cool crowbar with it and the long gun. So
is that a Robin beaten crowbar?
Absolutely, the one that my parents would not let me use the 99 cents to call and make sure that I think I could have saved him with my 99 cents. Would have saved him. But, well,
1-900. God,
yeah. That was so bad that people hated Jason Todd that much that they were willing to pay money to have him killed.
Wow.
In the long run, he's awesome as Red Hood.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think that's what the whole, like, I didn't read too much of the Red Hood and all that stuff or Jason Todd's story, but listening to what other people say, I'm thinking that DC did that on purpose, like set it up to where you want to hate this guy so much that they'll kill him off and bring him back as a villain to where you start to love him again.
Him as Red Hood, that was an idea that came along much later. But
yes,
I don't know, just no one liked the way he was written as Robin. And I gotta be honest, he wasn't that good of a Robin.
He was not. And he was whiny. He was a whiny.
That's
why everyone.
Wrong topic. I'm not bringing Star Wars into this one. That's another episode.
But that was a brutal like killing scene. Just like Joker just beating the tar out of the crowbar.
Did you watch the animated versions of that?
I have not.
Joke and
no, I did watch the Killing Joke with where he with.
I'm not Killing Joke.
Because that was with Barbara where he
under the Red Hood. Hey TF.
What is up?
Hey guys.
How are you? How you feeling?
TF, you missed the Transformers portion of this.
Better than I was 2 days ago, but I'm still hanging in there.
Oh, that's good. So we've been bringing up a lot of topics. We've brought up.
Ask him where he thinks Metropolis is located.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Yeah, what he just said.
Metropolis?
Yeah, where do you think it's located?
Oh, that's the city Superman protects, right?
Yeah.
Well,
What state? What if there was a map of the United States and Metropolis was on it? Where do you think it would be?
well, considering the fact that it's not that far a drive to his hometown town of Smallville in Kansas, I personally have always imagined Metropolis being somewhere in the Midwest. If I had to narrow it down to choosing one state, I honestly would have to go with it's a hard one between three states for me to choose from, but considering the fact that it's so diverse and everything, I honestly would have to go with Michigan.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So
In
good.
I don't know, it was Golden or Silver Age or something. Metropolis was a Midwest city.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Everything else from there on has it a coastal city.
But you're not going to believe what they designated it to be in the one map that Jimmy brought up. Jimmy,
Yeah.
you still have that map?
I
you miss it?
don't know. I think I brought it down.
Uh.
Let's see here.
Yeah, because if he pulls it up, I'm gonna widescreen it, and you're gonna laugh or you're gonna be like, "Are you serious?" When you see where it's located in the supposedly current iteration of it.
I am gonna download this image. I'm gonna make it big.
Just in case you guys are wondering why I'm not wearing my normal shirt, I had to wash it. It was starting to.
Nope, I get it.
Let's see.
Oh, TF, later I got to talk to you about something. It's shirt related, in fact.
Okay.
Because I have a friend of mine that I work with, and so even Big M is like saying, "Isn't it supposed to be in Gotham?" So guys, we're gonna pull up the map, and you're gonna be surprised where Gotham City. Well, not really Gotham City. You're gonna be more surprised where Metropolis is. So I'm gonna zoom this in, and I'm gonna do wider screen, full layout screen. So in the comic book lore, which was written a while back, like towards the beginning of when it all happened, they did describe that Gotham City was in New Jersey, in the southern western part of New Jersey. But the thing that cracked me up, oh no, it gets worse or better. Metropolis, which was across the bay from Gotham City, is located in, you're not going to believe this one, Delaware.
What?
Yeah. If you zoom in on your screen, TF, you'll see, if you look at the East Coast where you see the Superman emblem.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so Jimmy's like, okay, yep. There it is.
Oh, jeez.
That's the state of Delaware.
So,
That's where they claim Superman and Metropolis is from.
none of us were Delaware of that.
That's right.
Ah.
Da-da-ts. Now, of course, when you talk Midwest, that's the Flash in Central City, Missouri, or Keystone, Kansas.
Which that makes sense. That actually does make sense. Because Central City, middle of the United States, that makes perfect sense.
And Bloodhaven is Atlantic City.
Like Bloodhaven and being in New Jersey makes sense.
So what major cities are in Delaware? Not Baltimore. That's Maryland.
Dover?
Yeah.
I think that's
I don't know. I don't know of any major city in Delaware. Now I'm actually interested when I go to TF Con, maybe going to Delaware just to ask somebody in Delaware, hey, what is your major city? Because I'm 52 years old and I don't know what the hell your major city is.
They'll probably say, you're in it.
And then you go to the next town, oh, you're in it.
Uh-huh.
You're not a popular state, are you?
And then you go to the next town and they tell you, welcome to Maryland.
Yeah, right? But yeah, that was the map layout.
Now I'm hearing
Now-
every time someone
okay.
says Delaware, I'm hearing
Okay,
that.
now
that
I
means
do
Wilson.
acknowledge that in the Dark Knight films,
Hi.
they filmed New York for live action scenes of Gotham City. But for me personally, I've always believed that if Metropolis was supposed to reflect an actual city, sorry, I'm adjusting my camera here. I always thought that Metropolis was Chicago. That's why I was originally going to say Illinois before I switched to
Wow. I never would have thought that because I mean, like if you go with the TV series and all stuff, they had it in Los Angeles, which was like okay. And we talked about this earlier. It's like okay, yeah, so that was the original George Reeves Superman. It was in California. I would have never have thought Chicago.
Because when you think about it, there's lakes out there, and Chicago is right next to Lake Michigan.
True, but when they did like Superman Returns, they actually showed like it looked like something out of Michigan, but if you looked across, it looked like New Jersey. So it's like Lois Lane lived in New Jersey for some reason. I don't know why.
Call me Lois Lone.
Lois Lone?
I've always joked to myself
Oh,
Superman was somewhere in the Midwest because
Anyone?
I always
Sorry,
joke to
right?
myself that Lex Luthor bought Lake Superior from both the United States and Canadian governments to be his own lake. The Superior.
That would make sense.
Lake.
Well, don't forget about Otisburg.
Oh, Matt.
Otis.
Otis. Oh, it was Otisburg.
Otisburg. Well, there's a place near Martin and I called Otisville, and I always get those two mixed up. But Otisburg.
I just
Small
can't.
place in Saluto. Otisburg. Miss Tessmacher,
Okay.
she gets his own Otisburg. Okay, I'll get rid of it.
Okay, can I change the topic slightly a bit?
Hold on.
Ghost shows his boat.
That is so cool.
And of course, this is McFarlane. This boat.
That's
Is
the
that
McFarlane?
is it okay? Is the actual name of the vehicle the Bat Boat, or is it like the Bat?
It's the Bat boat.
Okay, I thought it was like the Bat Speeder or the Bat Hydrofoil or something.
Nah.
Is that the one that comes with the bat shark repellent?
No, but I think there are some was it accessory kits that come with it.
Okay. So I was going to say like, oh, bat boat comes with the. Oh no, because they took the bat copter.
They took the
Or
back
the bat
copter.
chopper. Yeah, the
Yep.
bat chopper.
So on an unrelated note, I got these last weekend.
No Transformer stuff. Goodbye.
Transformers talk today.
Memo.
Banned.
All right.
No Transformer
Anyways.
stuff.
No
Okay, so
Transformers.
let me try and
Unless, hold on, TF, there is a little technicality.
There was a
There was
technicality.
a technicality, and Jimmy G did it. If you have a Transformer that is Batman related that you have in your collection, you are more than welcome to share that.
Well, I do have.
And it can't be Rat Bat from that Soundwave has. No,
What about Wing Thing? You forgot
No.
him.
I don't want to see anyone's thing.
Okay.
Ain't
Well,
that
anyways, something non-Transformers related I want to ask, which is it's kind of off topic, but it's kind of related to what we're talking about right now.
All right.
All right.
I'll
The location of the most hard to find city in America. Are you guys ready to hear me ask it?
Go for it.
Where do you guys think Springfield is located?
Now, the Springfield from The Simpsons?
Yes, from The Simpsons. What state do you think The Simpsons live in? Where
It
is
has never been specified.
Massachusetts.
There's all sorts of weird stuff that tries to give you hints. Again, that whole thing where they said you can see all these states and they name off just the random states.
Yeah, but none of them are geographically next to each other.
They're not.
Like in the
Actually-
Simpsons movie when Ned Flanders takes Bart to the state line.
Actually, Massachusetts, and this is the theory behind it all.
Is it
And
because
this
of
is going to
Family
be the
Guy?
most ridiculous theory of my answer. It goes back to the episode of The Simpsons meeting Family Guy.
And the Pawtucket beer? That's the Duff
Yep,
beer.
that's in Massachusetts. And they weren't that far. Like, it was like they were in the same state, but, they've driven further. So it's like, yep, Springfield, Mass.
All right, TF,
And,
lay it on us. Where is Springfield?
I don't know. That's why I was asking you guys.
Massachusetts. I got a sister-in-law who lives in Massachusetts. But what's the state that not the state, the city that they live in though? Oh, Family Guy.
Quahog.
Oh,
Thank
Quahog.
you, Quahog. Yep.
Well,
Quahog,
if I could please put in my 2 bits, I've always imagined Springfield was in the state of Nevada.
No, you know what I thought it was originally was Halloween. Since we're in the month of October anyway, Halloween isn't that was that Springfield or Springwood?
That was Spring. I thought that was Springwood.
No, wrong movie. I'm thinking Nightmare on Elm Street. This is what happens when old age starts to kick in.
Well, I was just gonna say, I think this Springfield from The Simpsons is in Nevada because it's near Area 51 and its location has to be kept a secret.
All right, I'll give you that theory.
Which is in
I'll
Nevada.
give you that. So the other thing we were talking about, TF, was Batmobiles, like the current, like from the black and white movie till the current iteration. Which one do you think was one of the best Batmobiles, and why?
Is it just movies or TV shows included?
It could be any lore. It could be cartoon. It could be movie. It could be comic.
Okay, if you ask me what, in my opinion, is the all-time best Batmobile, it's definitely from Batman, the Batmobile from Batman the Animated Series.
That's 2. So Batman Animated Series is winning this one.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to be wrong.
Uh-huh.
But 2 people can't be wrong, man.
I'm not wrong this time. Batman the Animated Series is the best Batmobile because it's always there the moment Batman needs to call it. It actually follows the shape of the road, so it never gets banged or dinged up. And the only time it got damaged...
I love those animation mistakes when it actually follows like the curve of a road.
Yeah, like
it went over a hill and all the
wheels
wheels stayed in.
Yeah, like it snaked over it.
Yeah, I love those animation mistakes.
Uh-huh.
I gotta bring it in. Dang.
But the reason why I like that version of the Batmobile is because of its long, elongated nose. It's like Batman, he never officially stops being Bruce Wayne because even the Batmobile is the length of a limousine.
I loved it. Is this the one? Yep. Okay. So luckily I got it down here, and I got the reissued version of it, like the nuclear toxic version of the Batmobile.
Mm-hmm.
So
the nuclear toxic version, just because the wheels are green.
Then the windshield, but
okay,
I don't care. That's all good. But
that one, I
still have my original 1992 Kenner Batmobile. It's out in my parents' garage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's just a reissue of it.
I have the standard blue version of that.
Yeah, I have that. Well, no, I don't have that one. I have the original, and I have the one they released before that, where it's black and the windshield's red.
See, I wish I could have that one, but I'll take what I can get because this is I missed out on the first one. But this was still like the same mold, just different colored window.
Yeah, just a reissue.
I mean, it's like still a green bat. I'm like, no, I got to get rid of that one day.
Uh-huh.
But this was one of my favorite ones. But I mean, I'm gonna go with the Futura, just because it was a unique mold, and it was never really released out to the public. I mean, it was, but very, very rare. So for that, and the fact that it looked like
it didn't do well.
It didn't do well, but the fact that it was like one of those kind of vehicles where it's like, yeah, I could see this looking like a car for a Batmobile.
Uh-huh.
It just was like, whew. Okay, hey Clint, what's going on, man? I'm gonna put your comment up here. I'm a comic book guy from The Simpsons, but 4 Brave and the Bold cartoon with the red. So that's another interesting topic too. Like, what is the what's everybody? I'm gonna start off with Jimmy, and then I'll go to UTF, and then I'll go to Matt. What is your favorite lore, comic, cartoon, TV, live action? So I'll zoom in on you, Jim.
Comic book.
Comic book.
That's where I fell in love with Batman. It's comics. Just
okay, cool.
Again, the great stories. Just recently with oh gosh, what's his name? Donny Cates' run. Not just recently, but that was such a great run. Frank Miller, of course, he hates Superman, but anyway, he redefined it with Batman Year One, which was really, really great. And Neil Adams as Batman, like Happy said, really cool. I mean, the Silver Age Batman looks great. I mean, comic books is where I fell in love with Batman. So for me, it's comic books.
All right. And TF.
Definitely cartoons. I fell in love with Batman after watching Batman the Animated Series. I think I was only 2 years old when I saw episodes airing in reruns. And so that Batman was my first ever superhero that I dressed up for Halloween. And so the fact that the Batman the Animated Series was so popular that they did the sequel series, the new Batman Adventures, and then it was tied into the Justice League cartoons. So Batman cartoons all the way. Even with the reimagined ones like Batman the Brave and the Bold, the Batman series, and my least favorite one, because it started off with villains that I wasn't aware of at first, was Beware the Batman. And that was my least favorite one, but it finally started to get good. And the moment it started to get good, Cartoon Network decided to cancel it. So that was
All right.
for me. But yeah, that definitely the cartoons. I can watch Batman the Animated Series day in and day out.
All right. Cool deal. All right. Matt.
All right, so my first Batman, I gotta love it. Oop, there goes Robin.
Okay.
As he should.
As long as it wasn't Jason Todd.
Oh, we had a conversation about Jason Todd before you came here.
Oh, you guys got to bring that up to him.
But yeah.
Oh, the Bat Cycle. Nice.
First Batman being, the 66. Definitely loved the Burton films with Michael Keaton. But BTAS is what hammered it home for me.
Mm-hmm.
The DC Animated Universe Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Batman the Animated Series.
It's cool.
All right.
Three different people with three different ways they got introduced. So.
Oh, then you're gonna love mine.
What's yours?
Happy Meal toys.
Nope.
Does happen?
And I'm surprised that nobody's really brought this up. And it's like, this wouldn't get the button of shame, but it's kind of like a wow. But then again, it might be just because of my age.
It's not
my introduction to the Batman would be 1974 or 5, the Super Friends.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Super Friends.
That was my first introduction to the series. Where Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman. I mean, we're talking, if there's anybody that's a little bit sensitive of things, Apache Chief. Does anybody remember that guy?
Vaguely.
Apache Chief was the one that went up against Gigantor. So it was like man versus woman fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus. Luthor wasn't even in that version at the time that I saw it. And that because I know there was the Superpowers one, but this was like way before. So you have Brainiac that looked human, Solomon Grundy,
Grundy needs pants too.
Yep. Oh Jesus, we got another.
Wants pants.
We got another Zan on this one.
I will never forget that Cartoon Network promo.
Oh God, no! Like Dan would talk about that. They're like Solomon Grundy need pants. Solomon Grundy.
What about utility belt? Batman and Robin have one. Solomon Grundy want one too.
And Brainiac's going, all I want is a decent pair of pants.
Solomon Grundy want pants too.
Burrito.
Grundy want pants too.
Oh, Zan, if you happen to be watching this, I wish you were here for that one, man. I really did.
I loved when they all started asking Luthor for things. Can I get a seahorse? I demand more toys. Oh, enough of this. What do I look like? Santa Claus? We're wasting our time here.
Ooh, yeah. I forgot about Alan Moore as Batman. Yes.
And okay, this is a little bit.
I'm going to ask you a question, Fan Geek. If you, back in the 90s, when it cost money to vote for something where you had to pay it a 1-900 number, and you had the 99 cents to do it, would you have voted to kill Jason Todd or let him live?
I was just a little kid at the time, so.
Well, knowing what you know of Jason Todd now, like if it was the animated series Jason Todd.
Yeah, that was like in the that was in the 80s when they did that.
Yeah, that was the 80s when that comic came out. So I
would say late 80s.
Yeah. I would have. To be honest, I would have voted to keep him alive. I think DC had
Interesting.
no idea that the people voting no, they don't want him to live, was going to not only outnumber the people who voted yes to let Jason Todd live, but that it would be a huge difference between the people voting no and voting yes. So it's like, wow, that was one of the biggest jaw droppers, I think, in DC history when fans voted that no, they didn't want Jason Todd around anymore.
I'll be honest, that's a shining example of toxic fandom.
Yes, it is.
You gotta love that.
It absolutely is. How much money did they make? I wonder on that. I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna Google search that.
It's amazing like, how much toxicity for cat. Oh, here we go. Red Hood. Is that under the Red Hood?
Under the Red Hood, and then they did a companion, like choose your own adventure version of Death in the Family.
Mm-hmm.
That
I think I might have that.
Only on the Blu-ray version can you choose like where the story goes.
Whoa, cool.
That was a really smart move on their part, especially with the fact of Blu-ray to have it like an adventure thing.
Now, I've never seen that Under the Red Hood. Is that similar to Superman's story of Under the Red Sun, or is that something different?
No, this is about Jason Todd.
Oh, okay.
And his return as the Red Hood.
Oh, wow.
Like return to life and coming back as the Red Hood.
Oh, okay. I wonder if
And
have they ever done. Well, no, never mind.
No, what's the question?
Have they ever done that type of like fan voting poll for any other characters, not just for Marvel, but for comics in general? Where
DC versus Marvel,
if a character lived or died.
DC versus Marvel. They did fan polls for who would win in the fights for the main fights.
Oh,
that's why Hulk. That's why Superman beat Hulk.
Mm.
The best one out of that whole fight, which had me laughing, the shortest fight, Wolverine versus Lobo. Just Wolverine chilling out of the bar, just talking. Lobo just like getting in his face, just kills him in one shot. He's like, goes back to his beer. Like, anyways.
Oh, so, I'd have loved to see that in a live action movie.
But it's so later in a Lobo comic, he's asked about that fight because Lobo can't die.
Yeah.
Like heaven doesn't want him and hell won't take him, so he's immortal. He's asked about that fight. He's like, yeah, some bald guy in a wheelchair paid me to take a dive.
I don't think what was it, Captain America? I thought it would be Captain America versus Well, here's the thing. My first encounter of the crossovers was Superman, Spider-Man versus Green Goblin and Lex Luthor. And Superman came to New York and like J. Jonah Jameson welcomed him with open arms. He's like, what, you need to stick around this guy. Watch him, Peter. He'll take you places, that kind of stuff. But the one comic which I wish I didn't get rid of.
He's a real hero. Not like that Spider-Man.
Yep. The one comic I wish I didn't get rid of because it did lead into the DC Marvel crossover was the Batman Spider-Man crossover versus Carnage and Joker.
I've read that. It's amazing.
It was. I wish I didn't get rid of that one, but
when Joker terrified Carnage.
No, Carnage terrified Joker. No,
it was the other way around. I read it a few years ago. Carnage Joker out crazied Carnage.
That must have been a newer one because the original version, Carnage actually out crazy Joker because Joker was like, "What are you doing? There's a code behind this. There's a certain way of doing this." And Carnage is like, "What? No, dude. I'm going to kill whether you like it or not." There's no code in my book. It's just because Cletus Cassidy was an absolute nut job.
Well, I think whoever.
Oh yeah.
I think whoever picks a fight with the IRS would be considered the craziest person in comic books. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Joker ain't messing with that
one. Take on the Batman, but the IRS? No, thank you.
Who won that? I didn't read that comic book though. Who won that?
That was an episode of New Batman Adventures. Joker's
that was an episode of the new.
Yeah.
Batman
I remember that one.
Yeah.
But who won? Who won that fight between Ali and Superman? I never read that comic book, and I never actually.
Oh.
I
left it alone.
Even though there was a comic book where Superman fought Muhammad Ali.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just who won?
Okay, I know it's a comic book crossover that would never happen. But what if they?
Wow.
What if What if Spider-Man met the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Which one?
Spider-Man
cool.
meeting the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That'd be cool, but I don't think Disney would do it.
No.
I don't think I think since Disney bought Marvel, the crossovers with other companies ended, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, of course, they messed up Star Wars. They messed up freaking Marvel. They messed up Muppets.
You talk to, and I love the crossovers with like Ninja Turtles and Batman. They're like, I can imagine that phone call, like IDW's like, hey guys, we were thinking about crossing over Batman with Ninja Turtles. What do you think? And, on the other end, like, dude, let's do that. That's awesome. Let's do that.
Yep. And I thought it was well played out. I thought it was brilliant.
The only crossovers now is with other Disney properties. So, like, you had Wolverine and the Predator.
I was hoping they would have done a sequel where the Joker Eye Shredder brought out, all the mutants, and then they teamed up with I don't know what villains from Batman that weren't in the first crossover movie they could do as a partner for the Shredder.
I'm trying to think what other crossover Batman should have been with in regards to, like, Batman Wolverine. That would have been a nice crossover.
Well, before Disney bought Fox, there was Batman and the Predator. That was a good one.
Right. Oh, here we go.
Yep. So here's the Batman Ninja Turtles trilogy.
Cool.
The first the animated movie is mostly based on this. The whole Joker Eye Shredder thing was for the movie. They did make a good deal of changes. I haven't read the other two yet. I've got to do that. And while I was grabbing those, I accidentally grabbed this.
Kingdom Come.
Oh yes. Oh, that is one of my favorite stories. There's a Kickstarter right now out for the documentary.
Here's one.
I am tempted to donate.
Yeah.
Clint brought this one up. Batman versus Judge Dredd.
The problem is, I would want to donate for one of those limited edition lithographs. That's a lot of money.
I wonder if I know that it probably would never happen, but what if they did a series focusing on this guy back here?
Here, I'll zoom in. I think you're talking about
Death's Head.
Death's Head.
Oh. Maybe.
In the box, and then the out of the box version.
What is up, Johnny Utah?
Johnny Utah.
I think Death's Head would be a good, but I don't know. He is kind of an obscure character. I think if they wanted to, like, if they could do it, it would probably have to be within a Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Batman versus Johnny Bravo.
Johnny Bravo. Thank you very much.
Well, we had Batman meet Scooby-Doo back in the 70s.
If they do it, they even did it now. They updated it too. But I would love to see a Dark Knight Batman meet up with Scooby-Doo and just see how they would play it. In fact, didn't they do? Matt, didn't they do that?
The Scooby-Doo gang have met multiple versions of Batman.
Did they ever meet the Kevin Conroy Batman?
Yes,
they did do the Conroy verse. Okay.
In Scooby-Doo and Guess Who?
Okay, good. Because I thought I saw an episode because when my kid was watching it, and then I thought I heard Kevin Conroy in the background. I was like, "Oh, cool, Kevin's in this. Nice." And that's the question I got to ask you guys too. Batman Turtle Adventures. Yep.
This is a crossover with the 2012 Turtles and Batman the Animated Series.
That is interesting.
And it's good.
Here we go. He's popping up.
Uh-huh.
Batman Spawn. Nice.
Whoa.
I think they've done several Batman and Spawn comics, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
I read one where I guess it was just Todd McFarlane doing his Spawn art for the Batman characters, and I I couldn't read it any further.
This is not Batman, but a freaking amazing story.
Sergeant Rock, nice.
Versus the Army of the Dead. Easy company going up against zombies, my friend.
Mm.
Let's see what else do I got. Going through some of my comic books on my desk.
I think we already did I think Jimmy. We didn't ask him because I think I already asked you both TF and Ghostmax. Best and worst Batman, or did I ask you guys that last time?
No,
You may have.
All right,
didn't ask me. I probably
didn't ask you. All right, so who is
Probably
the best
mine.
Batman, and who's the worst Batman? So yeah, since I'll give that one to you first.
Okay. Best Batman for me is Kevin Conroy from animated series, obviously. And then worst Batman, even though I've seen the movie several times, worst Batman has to go to George Clooney.
Okay,
And,
Jimmy.
Well, again,
Best Batman, worst Batman.
Best Batman for me is Keaton. Although Conroy is a very close second on that. And then worst Batman for me would be, I would say Clooney. Although Clooney was a good Bruce Wayne, he wasn't a good Batman.
All right, interesting. 2 for Clooney being the worst. Feel bad for Clooney already. All right, I think I know what
I think it's the materials.
Ah,
So I'm gonna
All right.
switch. I'll switch this up a little bit. So, best Batman as in favorite, I still have to give it to Conroy. Worst Batman, what's his face? I think his name's Ed Holmes. He does really bad, sketches based on the Christian
Pete
Bale.
Holmes. Pete Holmes.
Pete Holmes, yeah.
Bat canned.
He's I don't know. It's funny for like a minute, and then it goes on for like 10 more, like 15 more. So I got to give the worst Batman to him.
all right. So for me, oh Jesus. I mean, I gotta give. This is tough because, the worst Clooney so far, the Clooney-verse version is the worst one, and I think that what it is that it's because he, I think, fit in with the Adam West thing. If you think about it, I mean, it was brighter colors, and he was kind of like.
I'm sorry.
To me, it was like he was doing what Adam West was, like how Jim Carrey did Frank Gorshin, in a sense. So I think that's why everybody yeah, I'd say Clooney was not the best Batman. I think he was the worst. The best Batman, and this is where it'll get interesting. It's a coin flip between Keaton and Affleck.
Mm.
Because I think Affleck did a great job as Bruce Wayne.
Just
If
material.
if you minus the bad material and all stuff, and the fact that it was okay, he was a killer, he was a killing Batman, but it was as Bruce Wayne, I think he played an intelligent. Actually, I'll even go a little bit one further. I'm gonna go, and I never thought I'd say this. Patterson. No, Keaton, then Affleck, and then Patterson. Because, and this is the reason why I say Patterson.
Year one Batman?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, only because I like the way that story was. The Batman was he was the detective, and he just was out there trying to solve it.
And he was still a little raw in his fight.
Yeah, that. Thank you. That's the best way I could put it. Raw detective, but was not stupid. The technology stuff and kind of don't really have to go nuts into that
And he
one.
didn't cross the line.
No, but I'm wondering
He wanted to cross the line, but he didn't. He held back.
Yep. And I'm wondering if he's going to. I mean, after you got the Batman, you got TF. Did you see Penguin yet? Do you have Max?
Who's that?
HBO.
Do you have do you have the Max channel or HBO Max?
No, I don't.
Man, I was going to say if you did, or if you have access to finding a way of seeing the Penguin, check it out.
Wait 6 weeks, get the 30-day free trial, and binge watch.
Oh, man, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh no,
You
I'm
put
just
it
putting this away. Sorry.
Okay.
What's your friend's name, Ghost Max?
The cat. His name is Elliot.
Nice.
He's not my cat personally, but he is my bestest friend in the world.
Not
Oh,
Dave
yeah.
Matthews.
I used to have a black and white tuxedo cat too. My family and I loved and adored her, but she got sick.
Chairman Meow.
We want to Chen.
Yeah, she was the sweetest cat ever. We named her Ding Dong.
What else can we talk about? Batmobiles.
Something I did want
Well, you
to.
could also talk about best or worst Batman artist.
Well, there was
Okay.
some-
Well, you know what? I'm going to stay out of this one because I'm only familiar with Bob Kane and like the Saturday morning cartoon versions. And then, all right, go for it. All right, who wants to go
I have
first on
such
this?
limited knowledge on the comics, so I can't answer that question either.
No, we can still have it like cartoon or like animated and all that.
Like best art style.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
if you don't know the artist, you can always say, okay, like animated series or
Okay.
Brave and the Bold, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'll let you go first.
Oh, me? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of best art style, you guys are going to think this is a surprise. You guys might be surprised to hear this, but in terms of art style of the characters and how they appeared, you guys are gonna be shocked at what I'm about to say. But in terms of art style, my favorite Batman would have to be Batman Beyond. In terms of the art style,
All right. Well, it's still the Bruce Timm art style.
yeah.
Worst style.
Worst, well, even though Beware the Batman, the CGI wasn't that great, even though it came out in like what 2011, 2012. Worst style for me, I would have to say, in terms of art choices, voices, and character appearances, and the overall story, it would have to go to the Batman series.
Okay. All
You
right.
guys know who that is, right?
Yeah. That came
Yeah.
out right after that. Yeah, that series came out after the new Batman Adventures, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was originally designed to be a prequel to Batman the Animated Series, but then it kind of evolved into its own continuity.
No, I think it was always meant to be its own thing.
Really? I
Yeah.
thought when it first came out, it was advertised as being a prequel to Batman the Animated Series.
Being advertised and its intention, of course, are two different things.
Yeah.
They were advertising Batman Begins as a prequel to the '89 movie, but we all knew that wasn't the case.
No.
All right, Matt. So I'll give it to you. Best and worst.
All right. So of course, I love the Bruce Timm style, but as comic wise, I don't know. I just have this warm place in my heart for Neil Adams, like his Batman.
Neil Adams is so good. It is so good.
Like, I mean, I like the Jim Lee. Jim Lee's good, but just something about Neil Adams' art. It's beautiful.
It is.
Worst or my least, the one I don't like or least like. That's tough.
It's hard because there's a lot of good ones. It's hard to pick a bad one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm undecided on that because I don't think
You want me to come back to you on that one?
I mean, I guess I'd have to say like whatever Teen Titans Go is.
Yes.
Oh, don't even mention that accursed title. Never say that.
Even
Never mention that.
categorizing that under Batman. I'm leaving. I would think that would be Teen Titans is its own entity.
Well, he shows up on it.
Yeah, he does.
The one time. Yeah, well, the two couples.
Several times.
Yeah. All right, Jimmy.
It's so again, it's a hard one. Where you go Neil Adams, I'm gonna go Jim Lee. I think Jim Lee's Batman was really, really iconic. I mean, Frank Miller's was iconic too. But yeah, Jim Lee. Gosh, if you want to do top five, we can do Neil Adams, Jim Lee, Frank Miller. Then there's oh gosh, I just had his name in my head.
They'll come back to you.
Not Bruce Timm.
McFarlane's was good too as well. The few covers that he drew. But worst, yeah, it's hard to find a worst. Alex Ross's was great. It's hard to find a worst. I would say like Matt said would be the Teen Titans Go Batman from an art style.
Okay.
And I can point out one that I kind of think is weird looking is the Long Halloween. Like
That
it's
is
not
a weird
bad,
looking
it's
one.
just weird.
All
Like
right,
weird proportionately.
so here's a good one. Best written, worst written. Who wants like best written Batman story, worst written, or let me rephrase that. Best writer for a Batman series, worst writer for Batman series. Who wants to go on the first on that one?
I don't feel
I'll break-
qualified for that.
I'll break the ice.
I mean, you can go with animated if you want to too as well.
Yeah.
It can be anything.
Well, I don't know any
You got
specific
an answer.
names. I don't know any specific names, but now when we say best written, does this mean like the best stories and best?
Yeah,
Plots.
and yeah, it could be any lore, movie, animated, comic.
Okay. Well, for me personally, I would have to go with Batman the Animated Series again. And for worst one, that's kind of hard because okay, I hate to say it, but worst one I would have to say would be in terms of stories told, I would have to go, and I hope you guys don't hate me for saying this, the Adam West Batman series for worst writing.
For shame.
No, I'll give him that one for the fact that it was campy, it was goofy, but the time frame that it was out there, that explained a lot. They had a good stuff.
Very
All right.
close second for
I used
worst
to
writing
think you were
for
an
me.
old soul Tia fan geek, but now you've shattered those perceptions.
I actually wait. I take it back. I changed my mind. There is one worse that I felt had
Oh.
worse storytelling than Adam West. Now that I've given it a second thought, Beware the Batman. That I just couldn't follow along with the stories with the villains. I know it was trying to be dark and edgy, having Katana be Batman's partner instead of Robin, but they just had a poor choice of villains, and it was just too gritty even for my taste.
Okay. All right. Who wants to go next between? Oh, he's gone, so I'm going to give it to you, Jimmy.
I am going to go with
He pulled the Batman.
I'm going to go with two, and their names are iconic. And, I'm gonna go with, and one of them appears on the worst writer too, as well. Both the best
wow.
and the worst. So best, Alan Moore, Killing Joke, iconic, and then of course Frank Miller, early Frank Miller Batman,
Okay.
amazing. Late Frank Miller Batman, kind of dull.
Okay.
I can agree on that.
Okay.
Later Frank Miller Batman writing is terrible.
Oh no.
I'm the goddamn Batman.
Yeah, it's horrible.
All right, Matt, what you got?
So you know what? Going with worst, yes. I'm gonna go with with Jimmy G on that one. Later Frank Miller Batman is bad. Okay, my love of BTAS aside, best story or best writing.
So many good ones. There's just so many good ones. Because they all wrote Batman in a different way.
Right.
Some wrote him from his psychological, some wrote him from the detective, some wrote him from. They all just did it their own way. Sorry, I didn't mean to hijack.
No, that's
And
all
I
good.
I just realized I cursed on my own channel, and I'm gonna. But I
You
don't
did?
know. Is
Wow,
that
I
really a
didn't catch
curse? Well, it's more. I don't know.
I thought you said dang.
Yeah. Well, it's a lower level curse, so maybe it's just PG.
I mean, they did use the S word in the PG version of Transformers the movie, so.
Yeah.
True. But all right. Best.
But remember, the disclaimer did say under the age of 13, so they did do warning. So you're covered.
All right.
So what are we doing? You have to name the best?
Like, worst writing, I'm definitely going to give it, agree with Jimmy G. And some of the best writing. Like, who wrote the actual comic for Long Halloween?
Christ.
Sale was the artist, and that it was just, I just thought his art was weird.
Yeah.
That was Jeff Loeb.
Jeff Loeb. Okay, because that story is amazing.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Like, you don't know who it was for, like, who the killer was for a year. And
Yep.
and to talk about Beware the Batman. I'll be honest, I love that they didn't go with the mainstream villains. Like, and I'm actually quite thankful they went with a much safer version of Professor Pig. and I gotta admit, I dig Magpie because of this show.
Right.
And I knew about Anarchy already. Yeah.
So I'm trying to think who. Well, best written for me. I'm gonna actually go with because I haven't read too much of the comics and all that stuff. I'm gonna go with Batman animated series because I thought that was really well written, and I like the atmosphere and how they combine like the 40s with modern technology. So for me, that would be the best one. The worst one, and I've read it once, and I said, why in the bleep did you even consider writing this? Batman written story by Stan Lee. Stick with Spider-Man. Rest in peace, Stan Lee.
Wait, was this the What If Stan Lee created?
Yeah.
Okay. I glanced over it. I never actually read it.
I never read it.
I was like, no, stick with Marvel. Stick with what you did. Stick with what you created. I just was like, he did the Batman story. I'm like, no, there's some things in life that you're not meant to write. That's one of them. And I'm glad that it was just a one-time deal. After that, I was like, no, thank you. I'm glad I didn't buy it. I mean, it's probably worth a mess load of money, but just sometimes there's certain things that you got to take into consideration and be like, nah, it's not worth it.
Here's a good question. Most tragic Batman villain, like you were like, he was evil, but necessary evil. That it was just a tragic story.
I already know who I'm going to say for this one.
Who do you got?
Catch a lot of heat for mine.
All right, I'm going to say Victor Fries because I
agree with that one too. That was mine too as well.
Because he's doing it for the love of his wife, and he has to go out of his way to try and save her, and he'll do anything possible. It's like the worst thing you could ever have is the power of love dictate where you're going to control, how you're going to control your life.
Oh, yeah.
So for me, Victor Fries gets it.
I catch a lot of heat for that. Like, a lot of people's like, really? Oh, yeah, well, now he's got a power suit. That's not a power suit. That's a suit to keep his temperature down so he doesn't,
die
of heat stroke in the middle of winter.
Yeah. That is like, I would agree too. That's probably the most love, like you said.
And everyone would go, oh, well, Joker this, Joker that. Is it?
No, his isn't tragic. His is
psychotic.
This is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
There's three Jokers.
Depending on which Joker it is now, because Killing Joker may have not actually been his origin story for reals. It's up in the air because.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. He's absolutely, and Clint, you're absolutely right. It's like once she woke up, it was like she left him and went with somebody else because it was like Victor was like, I loved her so much and I saved her, but I'm a monster. How can she be? Yeah, I was like, that to me, it was like you did all of this because you loved her, and now you can't be with her because of all the stuff.
So it gets even more tragic if you go by the DC animated universe.
Okay.
She's at the end of Batman and Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero. It's mentioned off screen while Freeze is outside watching someone's television.
Yep.
That the success the surgery that she needed was a success and she survived. You find out later that while Freeze's body basically just starts to destroy itself, all that's left of him is his head.
Yep.
And he married the doctor who saved her. So there's comic continuation of the DC animated universe of Batman, New Batman Adventures, Batman the Animated Series, and taking place after the events of Justice League and Justice League Unlimited and Justice League versus the Fatal Five, and Batman and Harley Quinn. That Nora dies anyway.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nora Freeze dies anyway, and now he's obsessed with trying to bring her back.
I mean, you can't come up with a better story than that.
What about
it's also in line with the original idea. Like Bruce Timm didn't like when they brought her back because the whole tragedy of the story that he envisioned and they brought about for his first step in his introduction episode that Nora's dead anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But they changed that with with the episode or the following or second appearance and then leading into Sub-Zero and then his subsequent appearance in New Batman Adventures and then to Batman Beyond. Yeah.
And I'm gonna bring up an interesting question. All right, Jimmy, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to say another interesting one. It's not as tragic as Mr. Freeze, but Bane, who was sentenced to life for the crimes of his dad.
Yeah, he was born in that prison.
And then was dependent on that. Just was.
Damn it. Now all I see is Dark Knight Rises and Kite Man. Hell yeah.
Dark Knight Rises.
I was gonna say after Mr. Freeze. After Mr. Freeze, I think the second most tragic villain would be Clayface.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, he didn't want to become a villain. He was just trying to find his way, and then all of a sudden, he's this mutant clay monster that shapeshifts into anything.
Just wanted to keep his career going.
I know.
All right, so here's one. Here's another question, and then I'm probably going to wrap it up soon. Minus the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
The most sadistic villain in Batman history.
So second after the Joker.
Yep. Or if you think there's somebody that is even more sadistic than the Joker.
I
mean, if we're gonna count him in, before anybody answers, let me just see what he says. Yep, the Detective Comics 10/12 when she left. Yep, reminds me of Frankenstein's Bride became what needed to save her, and it was the very thing that undid the love. Yeah, I've heard that. All right, so who wants to go first on that one? Oh, he's got it. All right, Matt's got his hand raised on this one.
Victor Zsasz.
Who's that?
Why? Okay, why?
Victor Zsasz, because he's a serial killer who then, every time he kills someone, he cuts a tally mark onto his own body.
Like Killmonger.
Okay, so Jimmy, what do you think?
Oh gosh, I mean, there's a lot of really bad ones. Can we go with one that was created by the Joker?
Yeah, go for it.
Batman Who Laughs.
Yeah, I was just looking at something about that too.
Wicked, evil. I mean, you think about the smarts that Batman has, but with no moral compass.
Yep. Okay, I'll definitely go with that one. Okay, so that's two. So we got Zaz, we got Batman Who Laughs. TF, who do you got?
It's really hard for me to narrow it down.
Superman. I'm just kidding.
I have an addendum when TF is done.
Yeah, Mr. Balloon was also a bad one too.
You guys gonna be interested. You're gonna be surprised what I'm gonna say on this one.
Well, I was leaning towards maybe Bane or Scarecrow, but I'm gonna have to go with Two-Face.
Who's Two-Face? That's another tragic one.
Yeah, that I could see that being sadistic and tragic at the same time.
Professor Pig.
Yeah,
Right.
but if we're talking about tragic villains, another one that I think is a contender for tragic villain would be Man-Bat.
Yeah, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I'm going to put this up. Clint says Hugo Strange
yeah.
for his vote.
Oh, I got his character. I just bought that McFarlane figure, Hugo Strange. Interesting one.
I got to see that later.
So my addendum, and I think someone just said it. Comic Professor Pig.
Oh,
That
yeah.
That dude is just
Weird. He's
disgustingly twisted and frightening.
So
I've always viewed him as being like a butcher.
So my pick, believe it or not,
Yeah.
is going to be the Batman live action movie Riddler, because he was a sadistic. I mean, the way he just like tied up people and just like captured everybody and just like messed with people's minds. I think for the live action, he outdid, in my opinion, he actually outdid the Joker. And I'm talking to Heath Ledger Joker too.
Threw his manager out a window.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, freaking taped up the one guy, made him crash into the courthouse or the church with a bomb strapped to him. Freaking
the guy, what was the guy? What's the actor's name that plays him? Guy, freaking amazing job in some of those like weird.
Ed Begley Jr.
Yes, just weirdo, freaky. Yeah. Just
That word weird.
Of course, Jim Carrey was Riddler.
Weirdest Batman villain.
Yep. Well, Jim Carrey did more of a Frank Gorshin version of it, and it was kind of like, but like the Batman.
Pattinson Batman.
Paul. Okay, I think Clint's saying it right here. Paul Dano.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We're talking about Pattinson. No, I thought we were talking about.
Yeah, the Pattinson. No. I wouldn't. No,
okay.
that was too
my bad.
quirky,
I thought we were talking about Batman Forever. My bad.
No, that's okay. Yeah, I mean, like what? I mean, that Riddler was just plain sick in the head and and just like I was like, wow, I've never seen that incarnation of Riddler. Not even in Gotham, not in any lore that I've ever seen. That Riddler was like a mean, vicious nut job. And we haven't even seen the Joker yet from the Pattinson verse. So I'm going to be, if they made Riddler like this, I want to see what they do with Joker.
There's that Hugo Strange figure.
I'd rather leave Joker alone. Joker is just played out now.
Yeah, true with the Joaquin Phoenix, but I am interested in seeing Lady Gaga as Harley.
Like the new, I don't know if you've watched the Batman Cage Crusader.
No, I haven't seen that one yet. I'm like going through a couple of them right now.
But they introduced Quinn. They introduced Harley Quinn without Joker being involved, and it's amazing.
Good.
It's a totally new take on Harley.
So, who do you think is the weirdest Batman villain ever made?
Polka Dot Man.
Polka Dot Man is pretty weird.
I was gonna say weird, but also threatening.
Kite Man.
Hell
yeah! Oh God!
I was just gonna.
King Tut or Eggman?
King Tut. Oh man, no, Egghead. Egghead at least has got something going on in here. King Tut, man. King Tut is
King
great.
Tut.
Yeah.
I would go with Egghead, but because of Vincent Price. But yeah, now I think about Tut would be like the way to go.
Yeah, I was gonna say weirdest villain who I think actually posed a threat and was menacing was the ventriloquist and Scarface.
Yeah. Oh, here's one.
That one also borders on tragic too.
Which one?
The ventriloquist and Scarface.
Oh. I don't know if you remember in the Justice League series when they go into the alternate universe and the villains in Arkham Asylum were all lobotomized. When they show the ventriloquist and Scarface, the puppet has two marks, but the ventriloquist has 0. So it's like giving the ventriloquist puppet 2 lobotomies is what lobotomized both of them.
Now, here's a question: is it me, or because Clint brought up the point of like Joker's supposed to be like a musical now? Is it me, or lately everybody's been doing musicals, like Star Trek? This is way off topic. Like Star Trek, Strange New Worlds, that was a musical, and I'm still scarred to seeing the Klingons singing in a musical.
Oh my god, that was so funny though.
It was, but it's disturbing. It's kind of like a what the heck are you?
Well, wait, isn't our next live stream a musical? Like UltraMegatronus presents the next one.
If anybody can sing, go for it.
Oh,
you didn't know that?
Which one the number you're going to have in the middle of that one?
We're going to do live with UltraMegatronus the musical.
Oh, I hope I'm well enough to see that. When is it?
Working on the details of that one.
I'm friends with several musicians, so
That's
possibly
really
happen.
You know what? Let me see if it works. Let me check my calendar here and see if it's available at a certain time. Hold on 1 second.
It's like, oh dang, it's all booked up.
No, I don't think anybody's up for a Tuesday podcast, Tuesday stream on April 1st. So,
Yeah. Oh,
we'll leave it at that. But
Hey. Clint said he'll pay for that Blu-ray. He said he would. He would.
I'll pay for that day. Oh, what happened here?
oh, we lost Jimmy G.
Jimmy G got disconnected. We will get him back. He's back.
I was going to say, Clint said he'd pay for it, so that's going to monetize you, Ultra.
I hope God, please. You don't want it monetized. I don't want to be man. I don't want to be monetized. It's like live with UltraMegatronus, the musical. The hills are alive with the sound of music.
And then you can sell the soundtracks. You can make shirts. We can go Broadway tours.
Resell the movie rights.
Yeah, merchandising.
Merchandising, where the real money from the movies are made.
Oh my Lord, the musical. I would.
Gosh.
Oh my God, who would be the lead singer of that one? And it ain't me because I can't speak for the squad.
Ooh,
Okay, TF, you got the lead singer role.
That's it.
That was a sneeze, not a musical note.
Same thing.
Now, parts from what Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Once when we were feeling.
Okay, look, the last time I sang in front of a group of people, I blew the roof off.
that.
See, perfect. You're hired.
But
I'll be the Morgan Freeman in the background.
Now you can tell we're all getting tired. Be flat. If you play the wrong note again, we'll all be flat.
Oh my! All right. So, who's the most tormented female in the Batman series?
What?
Who do you think is the most tormented female in the Batman series?
Tormented?
Poison Ivy.
You go with Poison Ivy?
I go with Poison Ivy.
Ghost?
Wait, I'm sorry. What was
Most
the question?
tormented female in the Batman series.
Tormented.
I'm surprised you didn't go with Harley.
Are we saying
I'm
tormented?
going to go with Harley.
No, I'm sorry.
I think Poison Ivy.
Are we saying tormented or demented?
Yes, tormented.
Oh, okay.
So, who do you think, TF? If the female, most tormented female in the Batman stories? And I'm gonna say this after he gives his answer because this one nobody will see coming.
Okay. So my vote. Put my face back on. My vote. I'd have to go with Talia al Ghul.
Up. Guess what? Clint agrees with you on that one.
And controlled by her father. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And giving up her body for his soul to inhabit. Ugh.
Okay. Yeah. In Batman Beyond, but
You got to think, well, Poison Ivy, that's another love story, but this didn't turn out right. Right? So she loved her professor, stole some chemicals, things like that to get an artifact, and he became paranoid and killed her with those very chemicals.
Yep. So my answer, and you guys are gonna be like left field on this one because my son plays this game all the time. The Telltale Vicky Vale.
I just said Vicky Vale. That's interesting.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Vicky Vale. I'm like, what?
I said it as a joke, though. But
Yeah.
all right.
No, I mean that's why I was kind of like, okay, you went with this, you went with that. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Vicky Vale was pretty tormented, like with a childhood, and like I was remembering watching the Telltale series because my autistic son loves playing that game, and he's gone through every scenario
Interesting.
And
So an
I was like,
Elseworlds kind of Vicky Vale.
yeah. So I was like, you know what? Vicky Vale had a tormented life. So, because I'm thinking, okay, everybody's going to say Harley. Everybody's going to say so-so. I'm like, wow. I mean, nobody mentioned Selena Kyle. That's interesting.
I was gonna pick Catwoman, but
But she's
I
like
don't
an
know.
anti-hero, right? She's kind of
But
like
then
a...
there's so many different backstories
here's
for
one.
Selena.
Deep cut. April Clarkson, known as Midnight, as a tormented.
I'm not familiar with that character.
I don't know anything about it, so I was like, I'm sorry, I feel so left out of this one. But all right, well, you know what, guys, I'm gonna basically call it a night tonight because I do have to work. At 5:30 in the morning. Got DOT and all that stuff.
Close.
So,
Hallelujah.
and plus, TF, you need some rest, man. You look like you're ready to pass out on me.
Yeah,
You
I
look
got
like you're about to turn
permission.
into a Batman villain.
I got permission
Batman?
from work to take the whole week off, so yeah, I've been
Yeah, you
coughing.
need some. Oh, Jimmy, what'd you say? I'm sorry, I missed it.
He looks like he's about to turn into a Batman villain. This is his origin story.
Yeah, like you look like you got that heat wave going in California. It looks like it's like 60 degrees over there, though.
You definitely get yourself.
And
Hi, Clint.
thank you, Clint, for subbing, man. I hope you sub to all these guys. Like, awesome content. If you got kids and all stuff, we got family-friendly content from this gentleman over here. He does Twitch TV under GhostMax8, and he plays family-friendly games. So if you got kids, definitely have them check him out. Quality entertainment. And again, I'd like to thank everybody that came on tonight. You know what? You know what? You guys do your outro. I'm just gonna. All right, TF. Let's see if we can do it in under a minute.
All right, so I am the TF Fan Geek, which is short for Transformers Fan Geek. I love to talk everything Transformers related. I'm suffering from a cold this week, so that's why I haven't done any reviews. But yeah, as you can see by the wall of Transformers still in their boxes behind me, I've got a lot of biggest review, and I got even more. I actually got some last weekend, and I got even more in today. So
bringing the Transformers into it.
No, because this is an outro. It's a legitimate thing.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So you can mention like your channel stuff, and he's from.
Yeah,
All right, so I'm gonna go to. Okay, all right, so you can. Where can you find you on YouTube as well as social media out like Instagram?
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram when I'm feeling up to it. And yeah, I love to talk everything Transformers related and UltraMegatronus. Thank you for having me on here.
Okay, I hope you feel better, man. Because you get some rest. Whoa! All right.
Forgot them.
What?
That's a Tron. I don't know. If I see a cat jumping,
That would be awesome. But nah,
where's that cat? They're not
fixated
white
on something else.
Meow, meow, meow.
He's right here. He's fixated on something else.
Okay.
But, all right. I'm GhostMax8 on Twitch.tv and here, and yes, I will eventually, put my recorded streams on here. I'm a cartoonist, puppeteer, and real estate agent. If you see the hashtag down there, that's the hashtag for the team I'm in. Right. And I play family-friendly games. I'm playing Lego Indiana Jones 2. Still undecided what I'll play after that, which Lego game after that. But feel free to give me a follow. Buy it, get a sub. I'm going to start, getting some emotes and such on there. But thank you, and thank you for having me on. Wonderful. Have a wonderful night.
Awesome. Thank you for coming on again. And up, they're calling you.
Has that been there the whole time?
No.
Just now noticed it.
And then we have this man, and thank you for coming on. Special guest this evening, Jimmy G. And I'll let
Well, the thing with me is I'm Jimmy G, and the place to be with the good, the bad, the awesome, where we talk about all things pop culture. So just kind of a useless wealth of useless knowledge in me. So if you are having trouble sleeping and you have insomnia and you need a good white noise machine, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Put it on there. I guarantee you will get the best night's sleep of your entire life. So the good, the bad, the awesome, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, the food, the bad, the awesome. Watch me eat a burrito, talk about Transformers, Batman, all that good stuff. We'll see you later.
I'm still waiting for that episode of the cooking show. I want it. I want it. I want it. You have it. You have it named. I want to see it. And everybody here, as you can see, has great content. And definitely check them out. And please hit that like, share, subscribe. Follow these guys. They bust their humps to give you quality content. And again, thank you guys for coming out this evening on this special UltraMegatronus Presents the BatKnight Banters. I'm glad. I had a great time doing this evening. We had so much we had to talk about. It's gonna be interesting to see if we could come up with more stuff the next time. So,
Well, we could talk about best characters Batman's interacted with.
all right, we'll save that for another time, sure. Because if we keep talking more, we're not gonna have anything for the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we'll probably do it like a once a month kind of thing, and I'll incorporate Jimmy into the intro this next time.
Whatever. Do it.
So-
Do you.
I do me. I got to still do the intro for the upcoming one. So, and before I forget too, not this week, but the following week, I will be doing a Meet Your Reviewer with this man right over here. So hopefully you guys will be able to check out that interview, and as well as check out the interview I did with Ghostmax 8, and then in December I will be doing an interview with TF Fangeek here. So
It's going to be, my Meet Your Reviewer is going to be a nice 3 hours about my favorite little.
Oh, we lost him.
wow,
He babbled himself out of the live stream.
here we go. What were you saying, Jimmy?
I said my Meet Your Reviewer is going to be a good 3 hours about my favorite little Debbie snacks.
Oh, then I have to get my wife down here because then she'll just be like, "Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I prefer the little oatmeal cream pie ones with a little dash of cinnamon on it. I like Little Debbie's. They remind me of cookies."
Little Debbie's
So-
make you Big Deborah.
Jimmy dropped the mic. And again, thank you for anybody that came onto the chat tonight. And again, thank you, Clint, for sharing, and subscribing. And I hope you enjoyed the show. Like I said, check these guys out on the side as well when you get the opportunity. I also do the live Saturday night stream, sometimes on Thursday, depending on certain people that are available to join in. And again, always appreciate everybody that comes in. Thank you guys again for coming out and being able to hang with me. And like I said, like, share, subscribe, and you know what? Oh, here we go. I can even do this now. So, have a great night, guys, and don't forget that you're never too old to feel too young, and when it comes to collecting anything in life, collect life experiences, and it'll always be with you forever. Take care and have a good one, and I hope this works because this is a whole brand new thing from StreamYard.
Goodbye now.
And we're not doing this on StreamYard.
All right.
And they're still not working for StreamYard. What is this?
So,
Everyone
I got a
just
second.
Okay.
I want to say, while we've got a second, I want to thank my mod on my Twitch stream, Zesty Piggy. I saw, of course, one of those bots come in. Zesty got rid of it. Zesty's an awesome mod. Just saying.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yep,
Now-
and I'd like to thank any trolls that decide they want to not come onto the channel tonight. You guys make it possible for our algorithms to go 20 times to 50 times more than we need, but that's okay. Trolls are welcome.
And
We're all
100,
good.
Like your trolls.
But if you're a troll that can't handle the insults, then you know what? Shame. Can I do that? Should I do that? No, I'll save it for when they really come on. All right, guys. Again, thank you for coming on this evening. Have a great night, and now it's time for the outro.
Freeze frame.
See ya. Okay, now that I screwed that,
We're still going.
we're still on, folks, because I can't figure out what an outro is these days. I hit the TF1 intro, and then I hit the main Ultra video. All right.
You ever watch The Naked Gun where they're like frozen at the end and it's just like,
Yep. Oh yeah, Police Squad, man. So funny.
We're
And
going to do
also
that
just
one day.
random stuff's happening behind them.
Oh, and a quick poll, should I do a live with Ultra Megatronus live from TF Con?
Yes.
Ooh, yes.
I definitely
Yes.
would watch that.
Resounding.
All right,
yes.
then it looks like I'm going to get more. I think that's going to be a thing. Oh, wait, I'm going to incorporate this one last con. Are we finally, Jimmy dropped the mic, and then what happened? Are we finally starting? We're trying, Ken. We're trying. I had it, and then I screwed up. You know, when it comes to outros, I can't do them right. So, again, thank you again, guys, for coming out. Had a great time. And we'll see you again. And, the spiel. Take care.